What's a copy-paste developer?
Copy-paste developer is, well, there's two syndromes, right? There is the copy-paste from Stack Overflow, and they don't know what the code does. And there's also the copy-paste their own code in a lot of different places.
Oh, instead of making functions, they're just copy-pasting their code everywhere.
I mean, honestly, that's just too amateur. No one actually deals with that in the real world. That's just me.
Like copy and pasting their own code?
Let's skip that part. Do you want to talk?
Why?
Because no one does that. Beyond, like...
Why does no one copy-paste their code? I copy-paste my code.
I mean, yeah, but... Like, you don't, though.
Yeah, I do.
Not actually.
I do.
But you don't, like, copy-paste one file and then just...
Yeah, I do.
Change, like, one thing.
That's actually what I do.
Why would
I
you
actually
ever do
kind
that?
of do that style in my videos, too. I'll actually, like I just wrote a register screen. I'll, like, copy-paste for the login screen.
Well,
And
you can have a starting point,
yeah,
but...
that's what I'm talking about.
Is it really that much reused code?
Ish.
That's trash. What are you doing?
Well, sometimes, so this is the thing that I've actually been, like, reversing my opinion on. I used to be really anal about, like, if I'm, like, using code in one place in another place, it needs to be split off into a function somewhere that I'm reusing in both places. But then you get to this point where I want to add some code to this one, or I want to add some code to this one, like your requirements change, and then you like mangle the abstraction to make it work in both places.
You mean like adding too many parameters or something? To
Exactly. So now my function that says create form for login or register takes like 50 fields and conditionally checks like 5 different things to check whether we're on the register page or on the login page. So like now what I do is like I may not, I don't know, I either would pick like a really small function, and that small function is what I'm sharing between them, or like here's like a rule that I read that I've been kind of following recently is instead of doing it like I have a login screen and a register screen, wait till you do it 3 times. When you've copy and pasted something 3 times, then take out a function, put into a function. Or what I've also done is, like, let's say I copy paste the register screen into the login screen, and then I make a change to the register page that the login page needs. Then I abstract it into a function that they can both reuse. Because once I know, I guess, a future change they both need, then I kind of abstract it into a thing. But actually, I started to copy paste way more, and even just copy paste my own code in other places.
Now, what about, is there any way inheritance could tie into this in React? You know, can you inherit?
No,
a component?
inheritance is gross. Well, in React, what you would do instead of inheritance is you would just create a like reusable component or a higher order component. So basically, it would create a component for you. So it's you can kind of get that effect, or you just use hooks now that hooks is out, and you can just basically hooks let you reuse your logic, your stateful logic across multiple components, which was kind of hard to do before, or you used a higher order component. Now you just use hooks, and it's easier to do that. So that's the other thing. There's a better way to do it in React now.
So you think you're going to be copy pasting less now that you have hooks?
Probably like a little bit less, but also I've been kind of using those patterns not just for React code, but also like for backend code, and like utility logic. Though utility logic, I think I put into functions more, even if I need to. Like I think about it a lot because there's a lot of times where I will create a function and later I'll add a property onto that function that's optional. Like I do that a lot because I don't want to break all the other places that I'm calling the function, but I need an extra parameter to pass in now. So I don't know, like sometimes I wonder if that's like a bad practice to add optional parameters onto something later, and I should do it in a different way. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the only, so like, and you avoid that with copy pasting, but I mean copy pasting has its own downsides. So honestly, it could also just depend on how I'm feeling that day. It could be a copy paste day, or it could be a refactor into function day.
Now, do you think it's just React or mostly just web stuff where there's a lot of copy pasting? Because I know, I mean, in C++, Java, Python, you really try to avoid that as much as possible.
I mean, Did I do this less when I was doing that stuff?
Do you think it's mainly
Probably.
forms that you're copy pasting?
Well, it's not just forms. It's like maybe it happens more in application development where this occurs. Because like in application development, you're gonna have screens and stuff that the requirements are gonna change a lot. So I guess in that, like what I've been working on, the requirements change a lot. Whereas something where like you may be making in Java or C++, the requirements may not change as quickly. I guess this really just has to do in an environment where I'm changing stuff frequently and adding things on. Maybe, I don't know.
So it'd probably be a better comparison to compare it to like C# or something, or just other web.
Well, I don't think it has to do with the programming language. I think it has to do with the frequency at which I am refactoring, redoing, adding on to, or deleting existing code.
Which really only comes with an app.
Well, I think it happens, like, I am constantly doing that with an app, but I think other applications are like that too. But some
Other
aren't.
applications.
Well, any, like, other software, there you go, is like that, but, like, not, I don't know. Some other might be, some they won't. I think that's what it's dependent on. That's my guess.
So
I don't know.
So that's why you copy paste.
That's why I copy paste.